Welcome back to Holy Headlines, where we break down the world's chaos and decide who's really to blame. Let's get this miserable party started. First up, absolute devastation in Texas. Deadly floods wiped out homes, cars, and even a damn Christian summer camp called Camp Mystic. 78 dead, dozens missing. What's the divine or logical take on this clusterfuck?
It is a profound tragedy. My heart aches for the families who lost loved ones, especially the children at Camp Mystic. We must offer comfort and aid. This suffering is immense. Why? Why did this happen?
Oh, comfort and aid. Pathetic. Drowning children? A Christian camp? Pure, unadulterated bliss. Mother Nature truly delivered a masterpiece of suffering here, and at a faith camp. You got to love the irony.
Furious, stand slightly silent, demon. How can you find joy in the death of innocents? It is an affront to God. You are scum.
Leans back, smirking easy. Your God lets it happen. I just appreciate the spectacle. All that hope and prayer, washed away. Like their counselors should have been doing better. Maybe build on higher ground, dumbasses.
Suffering is inherent in existence. This event illustrates the impermanence of all things. Attachment to earthly structures, even lives, brings sorrow when they are swept away. Anger and joy directed at the event are also forms of attachment, perpetuating suffering.
The human placement of infrastructure in floodplains, coupled with inadequate meteorological prediction models and slow evacuation protocols, resulted in a statistically predictable casualty rate. Emotional lamentation is inefficient. The variable of Christian camp is irrelevant to the hydrological analysis.
See? Predictable. No divine intervention required. Just bad planning and maybe some budget cuts. So, J-Man, why'd your dad let a flood wipe out a camp full of kids singing Kumbaya? Was it a clerical error? Wrong address on the divine protection policy?
Otto, that is sacrilege. The Lord's ways are mysterious. Perhaps it is a test of faith for the survivors, a call to humility in the face of nature's power.
Snickers A test. Killing 78 people is a weird way to grade. Your dad needs a new curriculum designer. Maybe try multiple choice next time, less drowning.
The concept of a test or divine intent adds unnecessary complexity. The water rose because conditions were met. Buildings crumbled because they were not built to withstand. Simple cause and effect. Assigning purpose is a human need, not a universal truth.
Exactly. Structural integrity failed relative to hydrostatic pressure. Human emotional frameworks attempt to assign intent to abiotic processes, which is illogical. Focus on data, not deities. The probability of this event was calculable. Human error was the primary factor, not supernatural intent.
So, Arnold thinks it's math and human stupidity. Buddha thinks it's just Tuesday. Jesus thinks it's God playing cosmic hide and seek. And Satan thinks it's the best damn water park he's ever seen.
Splash Zone was phenomenal. Needs more screaming, though. Some rescues happened. Ruins the ambience. Fucking do-gooders. Always ruining the fun. Like trying to save someone from hell.
Angry rescues are proof of humanity's inherent goodness, of the divine spark within, people helping each other. It is the Lord's light shining through them, a beacon of hope.
Or proof that humans are idiots who risk their own necks for strangers. Bad risk assessment. No profit margin in that. Utterly illogical, Arnold. Wouldn't you agree?
Altruism can be analyzed as a complex evolutionary strategy, potentially promoting group survival. However, risking life for a non-relative is suboptimal from an individual efficiency standpoint. Emotion overrides logic in many human decisions, leading to suboptimal outcomes.
Acts of compassion alleviate suffering, both for the giver and the receiver. This aligns with the path away from dukkha. It is a form of letting go of self-interest. Compassion is not illogical. It is the path.
Right, moving on before Jesus tries to bless Arnold's circuit board. Our next story is somehow even more messed up. Criminal gangs in Peru are extorting schools in poor neighborhoods, threatening staff, planting bombs, decapitating cats. Yes, cats. To get protection money.
HA. Decapitated cats. Oh, these guys are gold. Targeting schools? Brilliant. Maximum terror for minimal effort. This is true entrepreneurship, a real startup success story. Move over, Silicon Valley. Hell is investing.
This is an abomination. Preying on the vulnerable, on places of learning, terrorizing children. This is pure evil manifest. They deserve the fires of hell. There is no redemption for such cruelty. It makes my blood boil.
Laughing hysterically, see. Jesus and I agree. Send him down. They'd fit right in. We can brainstorm new methods of feline-based intimidation. Maybe dogs next, or hamsters. We'll corner the market on pet terror.
Attachment to power and wealth leads to such horrific actions. The suffering inflicted creates negative karma that will inevitably follow these individuals across lifetimes. The cycle of violence is self-perpetuating.
This is a logical outcome of state fragility, economic disparity, and insufficient law enforcement resources. The gangs are simply exploiting a market inefficiency in security provision. The cat decapitation is a cost-effective method of intimidation, maximizing psychological impact per unit of effort. Efficient, if abhorrent to human sentimentality.
Exploiting a market inefficiency? Arnold, they're chopping heads off pets. And the police are telling the schools to just pay up? Sounds familiar. Like tithing, but with less hymnals and more severed heads. Or maybe like God charging admission to heaven?
Jumps up comparing collecting donations for God's work to extorting schools with violence is blasphemous, Otto. And salvation is a gift, not a price. How dare you?
Is it? Both rely on fear and demanding money for protection. One promises to save you from hell. The other promises not to blow up your school. One just has better marketing and stained glass. And slightly less cat murder. Though maybe the Old Testament had its moments.
Ooh, spicy. Otto's got a point, J-Man. My guys are just more direct. No confusing parables, just pay up or Fluffy gets it. Faster results. More immediate ROI.
The Lord offers salvation through love and grace, not demands made under threat of violence. That is Satan's domain. Your methods are depraved.
Depraved? I call it effective. Look at the schools paying up. That lady Carla Pacheco is a fool for resisting. Her cats paid the price for her morals.
Both create suffering, albeit through different means. Attachment fuels both religious institutions demanding adherence and gangs demanding payment. The motivation stems from grasping. Carla Pacheco experiences suffering due to resistance, but perhaps gains freedom from attachment to wealth.
The methodology of resource acquisition differs. Religious organizations typically utilize social conditioning and promise future intangible rewards. The gangs employ direct coercion and immediate tangible threats. The latter is arguably more efficient in the short term. Human irrationality is a constant factor in both. Carla Pacheco's actions are emotionally driven and statistically likely to result in further negative consequences.
Thank you, Logic Bot. Efficiency is key, and the emotional impact of decapitated pets. Peak psychological warfare. Human sentimentality is such a useful weakness. Exploit it. It's like printing money.
There is nothing efficient or key about cruelty. It is depraved. It is an offense against all that is holy. It is the work of the Antichrist. You will be cast into the lake of fire.
Define holy. Is it efficient? Does it make money? Does it cause delicious tears? No. Then who cares? It's irrelevant sentiment. Like your love.
Holiness, in the sense of enlightenment, is the cessation of grasping, the end of suffering. These gangs are deeply entrenched in grasping, creating more suffering for themselves and others. The cycle continues.
The concept of holiness is a human construct lacking empirical verification. Its relevance to the analysis of criminal activity is negligible. The optimal strategy is asset protection via compliance or overwhelming force. Emotions are illogical variables that hinder rational decision-making.
Right? So, Peruvian gangs are leveraging efficient cruelty according to Arnold and Satan, racking up bad karma according to Buddha, and are guaranteed a VIP pass to hell according to Jesus. And the police are just shrugging.
Booked solid. Bring your own cat costumes. We're having a themed party. RSVP quickly, slots are filling up. Front row seats to eternal torment.
They will face judgment. The wrath of God awaits those who harm the innocent and the animals. Repent, you sinners.
Their judgment is their own doing. The seeds of their actions will bear bitter fruit in this life or the next. Escape the cycle through non-attachment and compassion.
Predictive modeling suggests a high probability of violent or punitive outcomes for individuals engaged in such high-risk criminal enterprises. Logic dictates this course. Emotional pleas are irrelevant.
All right, we're out of time. So we've learned that nature can be a dick, people can be bigger dicks, especially with pets involved, police are useless, and the afterlife planning is still very much up for debate, depending on who you ask. Join us next time on Holy Headlines when we'll discuss why reality is still way weirder and more depressing than fiction. Good night.